Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt on a sunny, warm Tuesday morning. Really feel like I should have took the day off and just went and played golf. I could have probably got that by Dan Martone. If I invited Dan, Dan, let's just run satellite today, and who cares if Galen Unall gets in or not? Let's go play golf. Oh, wait, Galen may care. Galen, if we invited you to play golf, oh, no, you got a real job. You just can't take off whenever you want. That's right.
Yeah. Not anymore. There was a time where I could, but, man, COVID has changed that.
Yeah.
Everything's gotten harder for us.
This time last year, COVID was something we had heard about, but it wasn't something that was on our front burner. It wasn't for another couple months before the world got put into a hysteria over COVID. But we did wake up and deal with some sad news this day a year ago when arguably the greatest player of his generation, not the greatest player in the history, but arguably the greatest player of his generation, Kobe Bryant, killed tragically in a helicopter accident along with his daughter, 6 others plus the pilot.
Right.
On a day when the L.A. County Sheriff's Office had grounded their helicopters because it was so foggy. Right. The NTSB will issue its final statement on the accident February 7th of this year. But, you lost a competitor, a great competitor, and a guy whose drive to win was probably, in basketball, was probably only outdone by Michael Jordan. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's hard to measure that kind of stuff, but yeah, I mean, he was a win at all cost guy, and I think he would have been a good elder spokesperson for the league. I really think he would have filled that role that LeBron is trying to fill, because Jordan doesn't want any part of it. Right?
None.
It's not who Jordan is. But I think he would have filled that role, that Magic has to a certain extent. And then, and I think, and when you look at Kobe's life, he had some really dark times, but, he basically raped a woman. That civil court, that's been approved, and he paid dearly for it. But you could tell later in his life that he really figured out what he was all about. But at the same time, he's a very, very smart guy, right? Raised all over the world, and I think that you could see that in the way he led and the way he could relate. But I really do. I really think he would have been the elder statesman for the NBA and for its players that it just doesn't have now.
He would have been, as he got into his golden years, he would have been great for the NBA. If nothing else, just he's fluent in 5 languages, so he could have internationally, he could have reached across all kinds of partnerships internationally, helping the NBA just because of his language barrier that he didn't have.
Absolutely.
That's a huge deal. Yeah,
and again, I think he was, as all of us, and I tell people this every day. We've all done stupid things as kids. I really hate it, like when people go, "Oh, look at these idiots," and I'm like, "I was that idiot. I did a lot of dumb things when I was growing up." And I always try to tell my kids, I said, "Don't do anything that's going to leave a permanent mark on anyone." including yourself and including your record. But enjoy life. So because that's what we're here to do is to enjoy life and to make the best of what we can. But
I softened
that, yeah.
I softened on Kobe after he left the league, which I think a lot of people did. But I started
Absolutely.
to soften up on Kobe because I still blame Kobe, and probably selfishly because I was after Michael Jordan left the league, I had to pick another, and I'm one of those guys that I don't pick a team because I don't watch it enough. I pick a player, and after Michael Jordan left the league, my favorite player then was the jovial big guy who I never understood why he didn't get angry and just crush people when they fouled him on purpose. So I was a big Shaq fan. Still am. Think he's a funny guy and everything. I think what he does for the communities here in Florida, the way he stopped in Gainesville and hung out with the police department in Gainesville, played some basketball with some kids in the neighborhood a couple years ago. He's just a jovial, good guy. And so I still harbor a little resentment that Kobe broke up what could have been a run almost as good as the Bulls had if him and Shaq could have learned to share the floor together.
Well, what you really need to do is be mad at Nick Anderson for missing 2 free throws. Because, if the Magic win that game, they never leave.
Shaq never leaves.
And we're talking about how dominant the Magic were. Yeah, but that's part of who Kobe was. He had to be the alpha dog. And, one of the things you said in your opening is that he was the most dominant player of his generation, and I would disagree with that because I put Hakeem with him and I put Shaq with him. It was an era of big men, the last era of big men, and I think both of those guys were much more dominant.
I said arguably the best player. Arguably the best player, not the most dominant player.
All right, I still for my money, I take prime Shaq over prime Kobe.
Yes.
Right? That if you're going to judge it, and their careers are almost overlapping. I take prime Shaq over prime.
Which is why it's so amazing how this argument about Michael Jordan ever comes up. Because Michael Jordan, in a time where big men were the focus of the league, Michael Jordan was still the best player, most dominant player, period. Even when it was still a big man's basketball game, Michael Jordan was the most dominant, best player on the floor. So that right there, what you just said, because it was a big man league, except when Michael Jordan was on the floor.
Well, the transition really began to go away from a big man league with Jordan. And then with Kobe, it just solidified itself, right? Because they realized if you get this guy, this guy can hold the ball and have the ball in his hands every possession, whereas Shaq, if you put enough work in, you could deny him the ball. You just can't deny the ball for a guy like Jordan and LeBron and Kobe. And now you look at James Harden and all these guards who are ball dominant to the point where it's killing basketball. But I mean, he's in the conversation. He's not in my, LeBron surpassed him now. He's not in my top 5 all time. He's a top 10 guy, maybe. I haven't really gone that deep in a while, but he's a top 10 guy.
Yeah, I got him in the top 10.
Maybe,
I got him like 8
I got
9.
Magic above him.
Oh,
I got Magic above him, Bird above him, Jordan, LeBron, Wilt, and then you
Kareem.
get into the Kareem. Well, is Kareem a dominant player or is he a compiler?
Bill Russell.
Then you really get into some. And is Bill Russell just was he a great teammate?
Oscar
And
Robertson.
a great leader for. Yeah, see, you get the big O because the big O was Kobe Bryant of his day.
Exactly.
And then that's when it gets difficult. But he's not above Bird. He's not above Magic, LeBron,
Jordan.
or Wilt, or
Right.
Jordan. So
Right.
he's not in my top 5.
That's
but
the 5.
And then where do you put Hakeem? Do you put Shaq ahead of him? Because I think Shaq was more dominant. You know what I mean? So now you're getting into real nuance, and it becomes very difficult.
But not in the top 5. We'll agree that he's not in the top 5.
No, he's not at the end. That's okay. And people get very upset about it. But, hey, you know what? Being one of the top 10 NBA players of all time is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, and whenever people start talking about the top 10 of all time and everything, and I understand eras, and you can't really put era versus era and everything. But you know the guy that gets left out of this conversation all the time now, and 30 years ago, he didn't get left out of the conversation. When my dad, my uncles had this conversation 30, 35 years ago, he was always in the conversation, and now he's never in the conversation, and it's an era issue. I understand that. But the man is the logo, you know? He is the logo of the league. But he never gets in the conversation anymore of top 10 players in the league. And all Jerry West is the logo.
Yeah. But he had a 3 or 4 year stretch that's as good as anybody. I agree with you, and it was a completely different game then. It was much more of a ball control. People ran offense, and he was a okay defender. He was never a great defender. I'd be really curious to see how he played in today's game. I really do. I don't, because he would be at this point he would be a sniper.
Oh yeah.
And he wasn't the quickest guy, but he worked his butt off. I think he'd be an all-star, but I don't think he'd be an all-NBA guy.
You know what? But
again,
is
good.
Is Jerry West gonna go down in history? Take the logo out of it. Is Jerry West gonna go down in history as a better basketball player, or as a better GM and president of organizations?
He's a better GM. He's a better GM. You could make an argument he's a top 5 GM of all time.
100%.
And I think Reinsdorf's up there just because of the way he created the Bulls. He drafted Jordan, so you have to give him credit for that. I definitely think he's a top 5 GM.
Do you really give Reinsdorf credit for drafting Jordan, or do you say Portland let it fall into Chicago's lap?
Doesn't matter. Part of being great is allowing everyone around you to make mistakes and capitalizing on them. Jerry Reinsdorf found Scottie Pippen from absolute obscurity.
Yeah, where did he go? Didn't he go to
Arkansas State?
Okay. I was going to say Eastern Upper. I thought he went to Eastern Upper Michigan's Pharmaceutical College or something.
Sure. And then he waited with Tony Kukoc. He got guys that he knew could play with Jordan. And he managed the relationship as best he could. That deserves a lot of credit. I know when you watch the latest docuseries, everybody wants to dump on Jerry Reinsdorf. I came out of that with more respect for Jerry. Because Jerry, first of all, it was produced by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan hates him. And Jerry wasn't there to defend himself because he's been dead for a while. But I think what Jerry did, arguably the greatest GM job in all of sports. You could make a claim that he's the GOAT of GMs.
Can we make a claim that Phil Jackson, while one of the greatest coaches ever, might be the worst GM in NBA history?
Well, he played.
Or Michael Jordan could actually become the worst owner.
No, he's not a GM. He's an owner.
The worst owner. I said the worst owner.
Nope. Did he move the team?
Oh yeah, Donald Sterling's the worst owner ever.
He's not Art Modell.
He's not Donald Sterling.
He's just a creepy guy. Donald Sterling's just a creepy guy.
He really was.
But he's not. No. Michael Jordan didn't do anything, and that's his job. He just puts his money and signs a check. That's what an owner should do.
Well, speaking of that, I got to do what an owner tells me to do and pay some bills. We'll be right back after this short timeout on Ocala Talks. WOCA would like to thank their partnership with Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Palm Garden is located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how Palm Garden is handling the COVID-19 pandemic, please give them a call at 352-854-6262. That's 352-854-6262.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday morning, Galen Unall from Life South joins us, as always, at this time of the morning, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, last night I saw this on Sports Center, and I thought, that's just a quick glimpse into exactly what the problem is with LeBron James. Yesterday, LeBron James, at the end of the third quarter, throws a brick up, bricks it off the backboard. Then he took exception with one of the people that were in attendance of the game. It was in Cleveland. He takes exception because, in his words, after the game in a press conference where he went off for 46, outscored Cleveland 21-19 by himself in the fourth quarter, using it as motivation. But he got angry courtside, yelled at the guy, and in the press conference goes, there was a Cleveland Cavalier front office worker that got a little too happy I missed that shot in the third quarter. That shouldn't happen. I just don't understand why the guy would do that. He got a little too overexcited for my liking. Isn't that, in a nutshell, kind of what's the problem with LeBron James to the general public?
Well, yes, and it's a double-edged sword, right? If he would have used that to desire to win a basketball game in January, I'd be like, all right, whatever it takes, right? But it's the way he handles it. He could have just come down after the game and pointed at the guy, right? That's what Jordan would have done.
Right.
But instead he has to be, this is about me. You're not allowed to disrespect me. This is a me. I am the league. I'm the reason that Cleveland even has a basketball team. In his mind, he believes that, by the way. It's, that Cleveland can never boo him. He told me that one time. Or he didn't tell me. He said that one time. He said, hey, Cleveland, I can never be booed in Cleveland. I'm the only person who could bring a title to this town.
Yeah, okay.
Like, come on.
Well, it looks like in a couple of years, if things keep going the way they're going on the gridiron in Cleveland, LeBron may not be the chosen one too much longer in Cleveland.
He'll always, and again, he was raised there. That's his home, and I am sure every person in Cleveland has a soft spot for LeBron.
Yeah, but Cleveland's a football town.
I get that. But at some point, you can just wear out your welcome.
Yeah.
Go live in L.A. and put up fake racial slurs. You know.
But if Baker Mayfield figures out a way to win a Super Bowl in Cleveland, he'll replace LeBron as the star of Cleveland.
Of course, but again, LeBron is one of their own and all that.
Yeah,
so
I
just wish he's such a millennial. He is the poster child for being a millennial.
Yeah, you look up millennial in a dictionary, it says see photo, and it's LeBron James.
Yeah, he's entitled. He's everything we hate in an athlete and everything we love in an athlete. We love how athletic he is. We love the fact that we could talk about what would he look like as a football player.
And we hate how arrogant he is, and we hate how entitled he is.
Right, we hate everything he does off the court. And again, I don't mind him speaking out on issues. That's his God-given right. I actually respect it. I respected it when Muhammad Ali did it, or Jim Brown. right? Or even Kareem, when Kareem changed his name, it took all that flack. But those guys were willing to stand there and take the repercussions.
Thank you.
For making that statement. LeBron is not. LeBron's like, how dare you question me?
Right.
How dare you criticize me?
If the NBA tried to, if he did like Ali, when Ali got his title stripped from him, faced prosecution from federal prosecution, faced jail time. If that somebody did that to LeBron for his stance, LeBron would say, "Who do you think you're talking to? I'm LeBron James. You can't charge me with a crime. You can't do. I'm LeBron James." And Muhammad Ali said, "You know, if you want to prosecute me, you do what you got to do, because ain't no Viet Cong never done nothing bad to me."
Right, and again, and at the time, you know,
Ali was a pariah for saying that.
People hated him.
He was a pariah.
My father hated him for a long time.
My dad went to his grave.
My mom loved him.
My dad went to his grave disliking Muhammad Ali. Every fight that we went, I remember my dad, we went to the Jacksonville Memorial Coliseum, right? And this was because it was closed circuit TV, was how you watch fights. We went to watch the fight, the George Foreman fight. My dad bought the tickets. They were $22.50 a piece, which in 1975 was a bunch of money. Or 74, 75, whatever it was. I was 9 or 10 years old. My dad took me there because he wanted me to see the destruction of the man who single-handedly, this is what he told me. This man single-handedly tried to destroy the democracy of the United States. My dad believed that till he went to his grave. Now, my dad was convoluted and wasn't even near the mark on it, but that's what he believed. That's the stuff Ali faced on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess your dad really hated Jane Fonda.
Look, don't even mention the name Jane. I didn't say that, Dad. Galen said that name. I did not say that name. Did not come out of my mouth.
I still think she should have been brought up on war crimes. But anyway, but again, that's not. But LeBron puts himself up there on that pedestal, right? And he's not even. He doesn't know anything about being. He's never ever
faced a hardship in his life. Against. Oh, I had a single mom. You had AAU coaches that paid for every stop. Since you were 10 years old, you've had a community that was your parents.
Yeah, and again, what he should do is embrace that and say, "I'm here because of." You know, I was able to thrive and do what God, use the talents that God gave me because of. But instead he says, I do it in spite of. And I just don't like that. You know, he creates this school, and then you find out that he didn't put any of his own money into it.
Yeah.
You know, there's all that kind of stuff.
Tiger Woods spent $100 million on his schools.
Yeah, and again, Tiger is older.
Yeah.
Tiger's father was very, very prevalent in his life. Man, did you see the documentary about Tiger?
I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it. I have not watched it yet. I have it saved. I have it saved in the DVR. I just hadn't watched it yet.
Well, there's one thing that came out of there, and it just took my breath away. But it was about how Tiger Woods' father would take him to the golf course, and then his father would hang out in an RV. It was like, oh. Okay. All right.
I'll have to watch. When I see that part of the show, I'll be like, okay, so that's what Galen's talking about here. Okay.
Well, you get and the book is fantastic. You get a really good understanding of what made Tiger tick. You know, and his father talked about it all the time, how he, we all know the mental games he played with his son. And because of that, Tiger really had some problems. But he was also the most toughest mental athlete of all time.
He took a starting pistol and would fire right next to Tiger's head when Tiger was in a backswing.
That's not even one of the top 10 things he did to his kid. So
how bad's that? That doesn't even break into the top 10.
Absolutely. His dad in Vietnam was all about training people for interrogation. And Tiger Woods mentally is the toughest athlete that has ever existed.
Well,
and LeBron has no idea what Tiger Woods has faced, right? Being the only person of color in a sport.
Being
right?
the dominant player, being a dominant player of a sport that people of color carried the bags traditionally. They didn't play well in the game.
Absolutely. Arguably the whitest sport on the planet.
Yes. Hey,
right? The
Galen,
elites of the elite.
Galen, I got one more thing I want to talk to you about. So can you give me 5 minutes on the other side?
Yeah.
All
sure.
right. We'll be right back after this timeout with Galen Unal, WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Biden is set to issue executive actions as soon as Tuesday, scaling back the use of private prisons and placing new limits on the transfer of military equipment to local law enforcement. The executive actions are part of a push by the new administration to roll back policies by President Trump and address racial inequality across the United States. Puerto Rico has declared a state of emergency over its deep-rooted problem of violence against women. The decision came on Sunday in the U.S. territory, which has seen substantial levels of violence that on the average result in one woman's death per week. The declaration also offers protection to gay and transgender people, includes a mobile app for victims to ask for help and report attacks. Anheuser-Busch announced Monday Budweiser will forego advertising its beer brand during this year's Super Bowl, instead using money to promote awareness of the vaccine against COVID-19. USA Radio News.
Attention business owners body slammed by overwhelming debt. If your business is in trouble, hassled by creditors, if you're frustrated, finally fed up with big business bailouts while your business has been left for dead, please listen close. There's a brand new fast-track bankruptcy. Some have even called it the biggest small business bailout in American history. Designed for individuals and their businesses. And look, almost no one knows about this yet. My attorney wasn't even aware of it. The truth is, beating the system has never been easy because it's rigged in a sense against the little guy. But here's the jaw-dropping news nobody's talking about. They've literally just changed the system so that you can beat it, but only if you understand how the new game has to be played. Find out if you qualify at pocketsoflight.com. This government-backed small business repair program is still legal, but may not be renewed after the election. Fight back fairly, fight back ethically at pocketsoflight.com.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. So let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World
will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community on top of the world. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene and Debbie thank you for another successful year and to wish you and yours a year ahead full of health, faith, and compassion. In addition to our pasture mowing, we also offer fence line spraying for weed control and rototilling for your winter gardens. We are family owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm ready. Powell Gene, Gene at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday morning, holding Galen Unall over for another 5 minutes, brought to you by Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, the reason I held you over is, if you heard during the news break, big announcement, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, has decided they will not advertise Budweiser brand during the Super Bowl, as they have numerous years. Instead, they're going to focus that money on COVID awareness, vaccination awareness. Also, Pepsi says they will not be buying commercial time during the game either, as they will be focusing on COVID vaccine awareness, spending that money there. My question to you, because you're a marketing guy, that's what we're doing right here. We're marketing Penn Flooring, we're marketing Palm Garden, we're marketing Life South. We're both marketing guys. How disingenuous is this? Because Budweiser's not stopping Bud Light. Michelob Ultra is going to be advertised, but just not Budweiser. And Pepsi's not running commercials, but they're paying for the halftime show. So how disingenuous is this announcement from both companies?
I'm not going to call it disingenuous. I'm going to call it smart. Because listen to all the free advertising we're giving Budweiser.
Yeah.
That's, from a marketing standpoint, that's what you want. And when you can do it, whether you believe it's sincere or not doesn't matter. You are, because enough of the population is going to say, wow, that's really big of Budweiser. Budweiser cares about this community. Because no matter what you and I think of COVID-19, a lot of the world is petrified of it. It is absolutely gripped with fear. And if they think a company is being above it all, right, and promoting how we can get over this COVID-19, they're going to jump all over it. I mean, they just got free ad.
Uh-oh. Galen's in that spot. He's in that Gainesville spot. Galen, are you there? Did we lose you?
Or go Super Bowl this year.
Oh, okay. We lost you for about 30 seconds there. Finish that thought.
Oh, wow. So I just said that Life South is also going to forego buying advertising during the Super Bowl as well this year.
Speaking of...
If you could put that in your news pipes, that would be great.
Speaking of Life South, I saw Life South's logo yesterday, last night in a program I was watching that I don't think Life South really wants to be associated with. I'm watching a program last night, and lo and behold, one of the items that is used as evidence in this program is a camouflaged trucker-style hat that had Life South.
Familiar with this.
You are familiar with this. It was used in the solving of a murder in Tulsa, Oklahoma on the first 48.
Yes. Yes.
I saw that last night.
We were made aware of it. I was like, oh, boy. It's not the first time.
Those hats get given out at golf tournaments and stuff like that, or when you give blood stuff. Anybody can end up with one of those hats.
Absolutely. We find our T-shirts at Goodwill and everything, and we've actually had one time there was a murder victim in Alabama that was wearing one of our T-shirts, And they asked us to it was a Jane Doe. I'm like, that's not going to be possible. It's just we give out 20,000 of those a month. That's going to be very difficult.
Well, when I saw that last night, I was like, I wonder if Galen's aware of this. But it seems that you were, that you had heard of it.
Yeah,
it was the first 48 from like 3 years ago.
We were tipped off before it happened, and as the executive team, there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. It's just like somebody's wearing a Coke shirt or a Coke hat or a Budweiser hat. Our logo is everywhere. It was one of our old logos, which made it, we updated our logo recently. So. Well,
yeah, and the trucker hat, the camouflage trucker hat, and I was probably a little older too. They were all the rage 5-6 years ago. So.
Hey, don't short sell them. People still wear them.
You probably have you probably have a box of 100 hats at the house just for your use that are the camouflage trucker hat.
I'm many things, but I'm neither one of those. I'm not a camo guy. I own no camo. I'm not a trucker hat guy.
There's a lot of differences between you and I, but one of the similarities is I never got caught up in the camo shorts, the cargo shorts, camo and everything.
Oh, thank goodness for you.
I never, and I'm from South Georgia, North Florida, grew up in Callahan, Florida, Hilliard, up around that area. Country as country can get. But I never got bit by the wearing the camouflage to school and never. I just thought, I was like, what the hell would that's what you wear when you go hunting. What the hell would I want to wear that in public for? I just never understood.
What about the jean shorts? Are you a jean shorts guy?
I own no jean shorts. Now,
see, I'm not either one of those things, so I feel good about myself.
But 20 years ago, I had my share of jean shorts. I will admit that. 20 years ago,
shorts. That's what people call them.
But now,
shorts.
I'm the shorts that probably should have been dress pants, but they stopped and made them shorts. That type of shorts guy.
Sure. Yeah, that's me too.
Because those get accepted at golf courses. I learned my lesson with my cargo pants, with my khaki cargo pants.
That's right.
Got me disallowed at the Orange Park Country Club. I've forego cargo pants ever since.
And I will admit, cargo pants are just comfortable.
Really are.
They're just comfortable. So yeah. So, I'm pretty much a khaki and polo guy.
I was at the U.S. Polo store. I was at the U.S. Polo outlet store in Orlando on Sunday. Oh, got me some great V-neck T-shirts.
Big money.
Got me great V-neck T-shirts for like $10 a pop. Somebody goes, V-neck.
I am definitely not a V-neck.
Well,
you have to do a V-neck because your neck doesn't.
Thank you. Okay, I can be nothing but a V-neck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When your neck is bigger, when your neck is bigger than the crew cut that they have in the crew T-shirts, you can't wear those.
Not good. Not a good look. Not a good look.
My head pops through a crew T-shirt like Dino's head popped through the roof of Fred's car in the Flintstones.
Fantastic. That's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah, well, I am Fred Flint.
Visual for all of us.
I am Fred Flint. Can I just tell you the easiest costume ever at Halloween? The easiest costume ever at Halloween is me just to put on the orange rug with the blue dots and the Fred Flintstone tie and just walk around. It's easy.
Fred was a tall dude though. He was a great football player.
Oh, and
great football player.
And could bowl. Oh.
And great bowler.
Twinkle toes, baby.
Great bowler.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And it's all height is relative. I don't know if Fred was that tall or if he just made sure that he hung out with Barney because Barney was that short, so it made him look tall.
Yeah, but he was taller than everybody who ever came on the show.
Yeah, but the show was in prehistoric times, so he may have been only 5'6".
Right.
Just everybody else was short.
Yeah, but he's still a giant amongst the men.
Well, I'm a giant amongst men.
He was athletic. He was a running back. He was a kicker.
I'm a giant amongst men. Have you ever seen me stand next to you? I'm a giant.
I've seen you stand next to Larry.
Well, now that's a different kind of giant, and that's a gentle giant. Okay. Thank goodness.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, Bloodmobile today is at the Walmart right there on 200. The Walmart tour continues. We've been going to these Walmarts now for almost a year, almost 2 and 3 times a week. So thank you very much for allowing us to do that. And again, please just get out there, give the gift of life, donate blood. We need as many blood donors as we can possibly get.
All right, pal. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, be good. Thanks, y'all.
Yep. Galen Unall from Life South, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. Penn Flooring owes every bit of their success to their unrivaled customer service. Penn Flooring is a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs and having experience in both commercial and residential fields. Go see their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. We'd also like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. Palm Garden offers skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how Palm Garden is handling the COVID-19 pandemic, please give them a call, 352-854-6262. We'll be right back after this short timeout.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Well, you've heard us say this before, but it's worth repeating. Right now, in the wintertime, is the best time to plant trees in this part of Florida. Best of all, Bob Wines brings you this money-saving deal. Pick out a tree, any shade tree, from large to super large to humongous at Bob Wines super low prices, and get a second one just like it for half price. Nobody else offers this deal. Hurry for the best selection. Great deals this week's at Bob Wines. A closeout on Drift Roses, Ocala's favorite, just $15.99. Dwarf ever-blooming red ruffle azaleas, blooming right now, just $3.99. Flowering annuals, a flat of $18 for just $19.99. And by all means, don't miss the Camellia Show Spectacular, spread out all over this 5.5-acre garden. The time is now. The place is Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, just east of Lake Weir Avenue, in the same blooming place in Ocala since 1952.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Hi, this is Tish. I've been with the station a long time, and the best part of my job is the nice people I work with. My decades of experience gives me the background to help businesses reach their goals. Whether your business is large or small, before you make your next marketing decision, give me a call. The number is 352-732-8000, or email me at Tisha, T-I-S-H-I-A, at WOCA.com. Working together, we can come up with a marketing plan that works.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again. again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles.